What's up everybody, Simon here from Photon Games, and I'm usually a Minecraft Bedrock player, but today we're going to be playing Minecraft Java to see what it's like, so let's get into the video. So I figure Minecraft and Java are obviously very different, and they both are, well, both people on both sides seem to not like the other version, especially Java players really seem to hate Bedrock peasants like me. So I just figured, whether you're deciding which one to buy, or you're a Bedrock player who wants to see what Java's like, or you just want to see, if Java players just want to see what a Bedrock peasant thinks of their game that apparently is so much better, I figured this video's for you. By the way, I'm pretty sure if you buy Java, you get Bedrock Edition free. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's still the way it is. But Java Edition is going to be available only on computer, and Bedrock Edition is going to be available on everything. Now that brings me to one of my first points. Bedrock is limited to what all its systems are limited to. So, for example, if you're playing Bedrock on a computer, you still can't use features from the computer version because it all has to work together. It has to work on mobile. So Bedrock is limited to what mobile can do, even if you're not playing on mobile. Now, obviously, if you're playing on computer, you don't want to be limited to mobile. And I'm just going to leave that tree floating. I know that's a very horrible thing to do in Minecraft, but, well, I don't want to deal with that right now. So, if you're playing on computer, you don't want to be limited by mobile, obviously. However, that does also mean one more thing, which is that Java Edition requires a lot of computer power. So you will be able to play it even on laptops and things like I am now, even while recording. I'm playing it, it's going mostly fine. It can be pretty laggy at times, but if you just look, like, this really is not as smooth as Bedrock Edition, and that's after I turn the graphics way down. But this, now I'm starting to get to the part where people think Java's better, because Java is the original version of the game, if you didn't know. And it definitely has by far the most features, way more settings. There are a lot of things that are just different. Like, for example, in Bedrock you can push chests with pistons, in Java you can't. Minor things like that. But there are overall way more features on Java, more YouTube videos about it, way more mods, way more support. Like, it doesn't have the Bedrock marketplace or anything. The way I see it is that I think Java gets more support from the community, and Bedrock gets more from the Microsoft, the company that makes, or at least updates Minecraft. They didn't make Minecraft, that's Mojang, but I believe Minecraft bought Mojang. I believe Microsoft bought Mojang. I don't think they bought Minecraft, so technically Mojang still makes it. Either way, I think there are some very nice features in Java, but you have to be willing to sacrifice the performance. Like, you can see, my graphics are down and it's still, yeah, it's not the smoothest. It doesn't really make a difference when you're just going around hunting and things, but I think a lot of the features that are in Java are really nice. Like, for example, redstone is harder in Java, so I think it's easier for people playing on mobile, which probably is a younger audience. So redstone is a lot more complicated on Java with block updates and everything, but then again, you can do a lot more with it, and certain things are easier, like two-way flying machines and stuff, because it has extra features, like, for example, a sticky piston can let go of blocks after one tick and stuff. See, that makes it more complicated, but it also allows for more features. So it really does come down to Java is written in a different programming language, so a lot of features it has, but also Bedrock gets more community support. But Java, I can understand why people think it is by far superior. I don't think it is like the version of the game or anything that deserves all the credit for everything. I don't think it's like, I would say if you have the option to get it, it's probably better. If you have a lower end computer, you probably want Bedrock. But even I'm playing on a laptop right now that certainly isn't meant for gaming, and it's running just fine even while recording. It's just if you're doing some big laggy stuff, it might be different. But then again, in Bedrock, big laggy machines you aren't even going to want to build because they're kind of annoying to actually make, so then you have to say, okay, well, I think Java has more features, by far more support. And when I say more features, I mean, like, these are just the chat settings. I think we have maybe 3 chat settings in Bedrock. Like, you can literally turn on subtitles so that every time there's a sound, it says it on the thing in the bottom right, which is good for accessibility. Like, if you don't have as good hearing or anything, or if you're deaf or something, then that is a very nice feature. And also, even if you can hear perfectly fine, it's really nice because if there are zombies or something and you have your sound a bit low or you just don't hear them because they're a bit far away, it'll show up and you'll know they're there. And other things like F3, like this certainly is a lot more information than we get on our Bedrock show coordinates. Even the coordinates themselves are way more specific. And you can also do things like F3 and B, and you can see all the hitboxes, which can be very useful. I believe you can do G for chunk borders, which is useful for building farms and things. It really is some features that we're missing on Bedrock that we really should have, but then it would make performance worse. So I'd say, like, yeah, Java definitely more features and stuff. Bedrock runs better. Like, you decide what's better. Like 6 more chunk render distance, a bit smoother, or having all these features and stuff. I definitely say, even as someone who plays Bedrock mainly, I would probably say Java, if you can get it, is better. But then again, it doesn't have cross-platform and stuff. It's really hard to say. It does depend on a lot of things. But I definitely don't think Bedrock deserves the hate it gets. A lot of people just really hate Bedrock for some reason. Like, there's really nothing wrong with Bedrock, it just doesn't have as many features. But yeah, mobile games and the port of the mobile game, it definitely isn't as good as the original and computer version. So I understand where they're coming from there. So yeah, I would probably play Java, but it can get frustrating that the graphics are not as smooth and everything. Oh boy, I really need to eat right now. Another nice thing, an axe does way more damage, and the combat mechanics are better. Like, it really does feel like Bedrock mechanics are for noobs who just like to spam the sword a bunch. And there are just certain things, especially dual wielding, which is extremely good. Now, you can't actually attack with anything other than a bow, because with your other hand, because basically your offhand, there's not an extra button for, like, you have attack and build, and there's not a different button for doing that with your offhand. So you need to place something that uses build, or basically a bow. You can hit with a bow, or you can hold the build button and shoot with it. So, for example, I'm just using 2 buttons. I have break and place, and that is really nice. And dual wielding, let me show you this. I can move things around in my quick select with the click of a few buttons. And that certainly is something that Bedrock should have, because this basically solves our inventory management issues, which can be extremely frustrating. It makes it so much easier and quicker. It really is such a big improvement that there's not even a comparison. But okay, I guess I'm going to need to... Oh boy, I don't have much food. Uh-oh, I don't even have wool. Okay. Come here, sheep. Where are you? Every time I tried this before, I got so many sheep, and now I have none. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I see, I think... Are they poppies or roses now? I don't know. Anyway, I see a red flower over there, and I refuse to use a bed in Minecraft that is not red, because it is disrespectful to classic Minecraft to do that. So, yeah, definitely don't use anything except red beds in the game, because, again, it just sort of, a really subtle thing, but it's just classic Minecraft. Yeah, that was great. Uh-oh, I'm dying. That's not good. Don't need those right now. Quick. Seems like not a ton of mobs are actually spawning, which is kind of weird, because, again, this is a normal difficulty. So, alright, let's create our bed real quick. Now, can I create... No, I can't do that in Java. There are a lot of subtle things like that. And one of my favorite subtle things is how menus instantly come up. In Bedrock, you have to wait for the menu to come up from the bottom, and it seems weird, but just doing this feels so much better in Java. Not that you're ever just gonna sit there spamming that button a bunch of times, but it really is way smoother for inventory and everything. So, again, even Java has smoother gameplay in some areas, but wow, this really is unbelievable. Oh, yeah, okay, so now it's starting. Okay, so, like I said, combat in Bedrock does feel like it's for noobs, but since I've never played Java, I guess technically I'm a noob, so... But Java combat mechanics really are better. I do feel like I'm engaged in combat instead of just swinging the sword a bunch. Lots and lots of subtle differences, like... There are so many things I have no idea, but honestly, like in Bedrock, for example, you can make a bed with different color wool. I think... Oops! Okay, now I really feel like a noob. But anyway, lots of subtle differences. Overall, I do think Java is better if you can get it. Now, if you have a really old laptop or if you're playing on anything else, probably don't get Java because it will run really slowly. But overall, I would say Java, probably better, but I definitely don't think Bedrock deserves the hate it gets from the Java community. Java players should be more respectful to us Bedrock peasants. One thing... The very, very, very terrible thing about Java. Auto jump is on by default. This is disgusting and it needs to end. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.